Good morning, YouTube. This is your Retro Ramble for the 24th of February, 2013. And how the hell have y'all been? The game we're looking at is Dr. Mario, because, well, as we all know, I'm feeling much better, so these videos are going to be coming out a lot more now. As I'm not on my goddamn deathbed, thank God. Anyway, tonight we're going to talk about, well, I want to talk about fans. Specifically, fans of game series. Okay? Now, I'm going to bring in another fandom. I'm going to bring in some other fandom to this, just so you can understand this a little bit. Okay? There is, as we all know, an anime series called called Hetalia in general. There were 3 different series. Axis Powers, World, and now The Beautiful World. There was World Series and The Beautiful World. Alright. I got a question. When they did those series, how many of the fans do you think were pissed off when they had, when they had new characters? Hell, I can tell you that when the new series that recently came out, Beautiful World came out, there are people, squealing like fangirls all over the place. Don't believe me? Go look at some of the videos when it was announced and see how excited they were. Okay? Now, I'm bringing this up because we're going to now talk about the Metal Gear franchise. I want you to think about something for a second. The Metal Gear franchise in general has been around for ages. Hell, it started on the MSX, 2 in Japan? Or the MSX at least in Japan? With the Metal Gear games. Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake. Alright. And as we all know, the game came out in America on the NES as Metal Gear and Snake's Revenge. But the thing of it was apparently those were games that Kojima himself had nothing to do with. At least if I remember hearing that right. So, obviously there were there were people that may have played the MSX games that weren't thrilled with the way the NES games came out. Alright, fine. But this was also before this thing called the internet came about, and also before YouTube. So, they couldn't really voice their displeasure in a public manner. They more or less had to do it quietly. Then, unfortunately, in some cases, the internet came about. Well, guess what happens? Yeah. See, the first game that came out that a lot of the population played here in America from the actual Metal Gear universe was a game called Metal Gear Solid that featured the legend himself, Solid Snake. By the way, for those wondering, he was voiced by a guy named David Hayter, who would voice him for pretty much the rest of the series. Alright, no problem. Now, Metal Gear 2 comes out. And Solid Snake's in there, and he's again voiced by Hayter. By the way, it's spelled Hayter, in case you're interested. Well, there was 2 parts to it, as many of you know, the tanker and the plant. When you get to the plant, you're not playing as Solid Snake anymore. You're playing as this new character named Raiden, or Jack, as he was known before he was given that code name. Alright, no problem. Well, apparently there was. Fans of the game, or fans of the series, got very much venomous about it. And they were like, fuck this, what's going on here? Don't worry, though, all became right with the world when, in Snake Eater, Metal Gear Solid 3, you're playing as, again, Solid Snake. Yeah, everything became right with the world then. Of course, he was also lead character in Gun of the Patriots. Well, a little thing happened. And there was a decision made after Metal Gear 4 that originally Metal Gear 4 was, I think, supposed to be like the last one. At least that's the way it read in the strategy guide, for those of you that own it. And I know I do. Well, then this game got announced called Metal Gear Rising. And they found out that, oh yeah, Raiden's going to be your lead character. Uh-oh. Imagine how pissed off the fans were. Now, why were they so pissed off? Because a lot of people, for whatever reason, have all this venom against the character. I guess to them he was like a wuss or whatever. I didn't really get that from the character. Then again, I was playing it in a different manner than a lot of the people were. Hell, a little website called Screw Attack put him on the top 10 PABs. Pussy ass bitches. Why? Because he has a girlfriend and because he actually had some emotional depth to him. And I think that was part of the reason. Well, okay, so they give a character emotional depth. You ever hear of characters having more than one dimension, motherfuckers? Apparently not. Now I'm reading in a review that somebody posted, if you like this game, you're not a true Metal Gear fan. I'm sorry, what? So all of a sudden, some self-entitled keyboard nerd is going to tell me whether or not I'm a fan of the series because I like one fucking game with a character that is universally despised for some bullshit reason. Right? I'm sorry. You should sit down at that table and drink a cup of shut the fuck up and leave the rest of us alone. Because I enjoy Raiden. Hell, I especially enjoy this new demonic version of Raiden, where he's got like a fucking split personality thing going on here. You know? I mean, that's pretty fucking cool to me. But yet, I guarantee you, here's gonna come the nerds. Well, yeah, but you see, he's got a little too much emotion for us. Fuck. He probably has less emotion with this Jack the Ripper persona thing he's got going on, but I like it. Fuck. Forgive me for, being a fan of the series since, when did the game start coming out? What, late 90s? Fuck. So here's my question to you gaming community out there, and especially to the people who want to be so venomous against Raiden. Why? What does that group of polygons do to you to dredge up such venom and visceral against the guy? He's polygons. You can't meet him in the street. You can't meet him in the real. For fuck's sakes. What is it? I do not understand this. I got news for you. Probably tomorrow, I'm going to sit down my PS3. I'm going to play me some Metal Gear Solid Rising again. And you know what I'm going to do? What you're not. I'm going to enjoy the game. And you know what? If I happen to give it a positive review and you want to thumbs it the fuck down because I gave Raiden's character, actually positive reviews, then guess what? You have that right to. You have the right to troll that video and tell me I'm a fucking moron. Just do it in a positive manner. Just do it in a manner that I'm not going to block you and delete your fucking comment. Because guess what, folks? You don't work for Konami. You don't work for a multi-billion-dollar game company. You're not one of Hideo Kojima's, prodigies. And hey, I got a better question for you. How many of you played that little game called Nano Breaker that was also made by Kojima, Productions? Unfortunately, probably none of you did, and it's a damn shame because it's actually a fun-ass game. You should play it, but you won't. I guarantee you won't. And it's a crime that you're not playing it. You know that? It really and truly is. You should be ashamed of yourselves for not. But let me know in the comments what you think. Am I off base? Or are we really just getting too entitled as fucking gamers? And believe me, everything I said in this video needs to be said because I'm sick of this. I'm really, legitimately sick of it. This needs to stop. But I guarantee you it won't. Let me know what you think in the comments. And I shall talk to you all later on today, because I may have some more videos coming out for you. Alrighty? Y'all have a good night. Take care. Bye-bye.